Hello and welcome back, to a real blustery day. It certainly doesn't feel like summer. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to start on harvesting all these onions. Right, so I've got some real nice ones in here and they really are getting to be a big size. Now quite a lot of them have gone over, but a few haven't, and what I haven't done is force them over, because apparently that could actually cause some diseases. I don't know much about that, so I'm just going to skip over that. So yeah, some of them now I've got the brown skins coming on the outer ones, so I'm going to take that as a sign that they are now ready to start a harvest. Plus I really need this bed. I need to get these out, get the leeks in, then tie up these all these mini pumpkins into the paracord, because at the moment, and especially with this high winds that we're getting, I really need to start supporting them. And then what I will do is replace these cucumbers. The cucumbers now that I've got to replace them are about that size, so hopefully again I can tie them in straight into the paracord and they're properly supported. Right, there you go. We've got some nice sized ones in there. I think we've got about 30 or 40, can't quite remember. So what I will do is I'll lay them out flat just so they get a little bit of sunshine on them for the next couple of hours. Because it's raining again tonight and then tomorrow. So the reason why I'm doing that is also so I've got enough time to actually set up the hangers in the shed. And so then I've also got the paracord up, which now means that, you know, at least they've got some support when we have the high winds. So the pumpkins at the back, and what I've got in the middle is I've planted up 25 of the Hannibal leeks and 4 or 5 of the overwintering leeks as well. I've forgotten the name again. It's a French variety. And then I finally got the new cucumbers in, and they've got to a big size in a relatively short time. So hopefully they start flying now when we do have some sunshine, because with that being south facing, it gets a nice amount of sun. So hopefully all of them start to fly now, because the onions were blocking off the pumpkins. Maybe not from the sunshine, but from actual being able to see them. But it's really nice to start to see these grow. Fingers crossed we start to see a few female flowers, but we'll see how we go with those. And then the peas, sweet peas behind me, they're doing really well, which I was a bit worried about because of obviously their pea, and we had the onions just right up to them. And at the time when I actually dug in to put the sweet peas in, I was having to move some of the onion roots. But because I'd done the sweet peas in a lot larger tub, their roots were further down than the actual onion roots. So hopefully that's why they've done well now. Right, what I'm going to do is lay these out now and then we can see what we've got. Right, there you go, 40 onions. What I did do when I was laying them out, I did notice that some of them had a few tracks and what looked like grub going down the outside. Now I don't know whether the alum leaf miner tracks go down on the inside of the leaf or the outside of the leaf. I did open one of them up and have a look, and it looked like it was on the outside. And I have got another example, and I've put it down somewhere and I can't find it. And that was actually a better example. So like I say, as I start storing them, I will be looking through all the leaves, and the only leaf I think is damaged, then I'm just going to take it off. And yeah, hopefully these dry and store well, because like I say, they are a nice size and I'm really pleased with how they look. Right, while I'm here, right, I didn't really think this through. The tripod's actually on the onions there. Okay, so this plant now is looking pretty dead. So what I'm doing is there's still nice sized ones too on there. And we are still having them there. They're very juicy. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to leave these now to go to seed and let the pods just dry out on the plant. I'll probably put this plant around the back of the greenhouse, just let it just dry off, and hopefully I can save the seed. What I was going to do is do that up there on the climbing bed where I've got them both ends. What I'm going to do now is leave these, because there's quite a lot of them still on there, nice sized, and the peas are really forming. So instead of using that as the seed pods for this year, I'm going to leave this and start harvesting from those, which should be around about maybe 3 or 4 weeks before that. Those plants start to produce the Monage 2. And in the meantime, I've actually got Monage 2 and sugar snaps growing up the side of the fence, so I can have those in the meantime. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with how this is. You know, the seeds, I think you get about 40 for about £4. So just in that pod alone, there's 9 seeds. I've got plenty of nice sized pods on there. So hopefully next year I'll be self-sufficient in these Monage 2. I can start to grow more of these plants next year. Because at the moment I'm limited by the amount of peas that I can actually sow. Right, onto these ants, and the ants have won in the greenhouse. Right, let me show you. So I have put all the nematodes for the ants, and I did it all last weekend. It took about 3 waterings. I thought, great. And then if you come down here, what the ants have actually done is remove the nematodes, or what the nematodes are contained in. So they've literally just been carrying it all out of the ant's nest. So it's definitely, the ants have won. This is now the second time I've redug all this in and re-watered it all back in. Right, while we're here, might as well pick some of these tomatoes. These are the Latar. I know a few of them are split, that's just with the amount of water. Last week when I had watered in all the nematodes. Is the first Cherry Chadwick. And a few more of the Sun Gold. Right, it's nice to start harvesting the tomatoes. It means that, you know, summer is finally here. When you start to come in here, you feel the warmth. Yeah, and, you know, going around knocking all the flowers just so hopefully they pollinate. And you can start picking. So Cherry Chadwick's just starting. Obviously the Sun Gold, there's a few on there, keep on blemishing up. And the Latar is. Right, so what I did the other day when I was doing this, I was also topping off quite a few of these stems now. So I think on the Cherry Chadwick we got around about 16 or 17 trusses on that, just that one plant, because of the side shoots I've developed into stems. And then on the other plants, they're around about 12 to 16, depending on which ones. You know, this one's the Jens Tangerine, and still got a couple of their stems still to go up. But yeah, topping them all off, that's really nice. But that also means that come round about end of August, certainly these 2 plants on these sides, the Sun Gold and the Black Beauty, Cherry Chadwick and Jens Tangerine, they'll be gone. The plums of the San Marzino and the Orange Banana may be finished round about mid-September. So what I need to do now is look at all the side shoots I took off and see which ones are rooted, and they've all rooted. So the Sun Gold, that's rooted really well. So is the Black Beauty and the Orange Banana, that's really rooted well. Cherry Chadwick again is rooted really well. The Jen's Tangerine's been really slow to root, just starting now. And then the San Marzino, that's also rooted really well. So what I've got to look at is what plants do I want to do and how are these performing to pot up a couple of them for when these finish in August. So I'm looking at them and thinking the Sun Gold, they're not the biggest tomato, they're a bit of a novelty tomato, and so is the Black Beauty. I'm actually really struggling with the Black Beauty getting pollinated. Here's a question. So the Black Beauty has one big double flower. I forgot what it's called, a cat face flower I think it is. Do you take that one off and then the rest get pollinated? Because I'm seeming to getting a few pollinated. And I'm going through and I'm knocking them all the time to hopefully pollinate themselves. But I'm not getting the best pollination. So I'm looking at those two thinking, okay, if I want extra plants for in September, I need to look at the Cherry Chadwick. Like I say, that one's got around about 16 or 17 trusses on it. So that's a winner for productive tomatoes. The Jen's Tangerine, that one's been slow to root. So I'm not going to use that one. So I've got the San Marzino, that one's a flower when it's rooted, but it's also a flower with the plant as well, because I've got two sets of plum tomato trusses already, where it's setting fruit, and the same it is for the Orange Banana. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do 2 of the Cherry Chadwick, 2 of the Orange Banana, and 2 of the San Marzino. And that way they just will be replacing these first 3 plants. And the Harry's at the back, I'm expecting that to finish round about end of September maybe, because they get really huge long tomatoes. Well, hopefully, fingers crossed they do anyway. There's plenty of trusses on there, and again they're between 12 to 16 per plant. Well, that's what I'm expecting off each plant. So that's what I'm going to do next, is I'm going to plant up 2 of the Cherry Chadwick, 2 of the Orange Banana, and 2 of the San Marzino. What I've also got to plant up is, these are the Shirley Pixie, which I need to plant up, and I've also got 2 of the Barry's Crazy Tomato. So again, I'm going to plant it up, and I'm just going to plant it up at this level. Any advice on the Barry's Crazy Tomato? I've not grown that before. Now, do you take off the side shoots? I mean, that one's got plenty of side shoots on it. But like I said, I don't know, or not grown it before, whether you take the side shoots off that, or do you let them develop? I've seen quite a few people leave about 4 side shoots on, but any advice on that would be great. As you can see, the first truss is already coming on it, and there's plenty of little flowers on that. So I'm looking forward to these, and these are going outside as well. Right, so let's get planting. Right, so these are the Cherry Chadwick. Last year I did exactly the same with the Cherry Chadwick, and I got to this stage, and then that was it, because it was too late in the season. All I was doing was seeing how long it took for them to root, and it was around about 2 weeks. So I've never got past this stage. I've never planted them up. So I'm just looking at them now, and I'm thinking that's quite a nice one. And so is that one. So what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to plant up this one. This one's actually got a truss already on, and it's got some nice healthy roots there. So let's see, how do we do this? Because I don't want to damage the roots. So I've just done a hole, Let's see if we go right the way down. There we go. So hopefully, don't know where you can see that. There should be enough room for more roots to come off. I think that's it. What I'll do is I'm going to leave this soaking in some water so it can water from the bottom. So hopefully those lower roots will be able to take up the water. And there we go, we've got a new plant already with a truss on. So what I'm going to do with these, again, they're going to be sitting in trays because I just don't want them to be sitting on the soil in the greenhouse at the moment. I don't want any more ants to start nesting in them. That's what I'm going to do. We're going to do another one of the cherry Chadwick. Now I don't know whether I'll do a spare. If I'm going to do a spare, it's just going to be in a smaller pot. But then I've got to be ruthless. And this is what I'm trying to learn, is to be ruthless with my plants. Any ones that I've sown or any that I've grown like this, I've got to be ruthless. I need 2 and that's it. If I really wanted to, I can take off another side shoot and start again. And realistically, I've actually started these a little bit too early. It was just to see what would happen and what was the timings. And probably, like I say, 2 weeks. So probably round about next week is when I should have really started. Because these are going to get quite big while the other plants are still going to be there. So we'll see how we go with that. It may be that I may look at them, see how much these are growing in the next 2 weeks. And I may look at them and think, well, I made a mistake and I may take some more side shoots off. Because now while I've topped them, they are really producing quite a lot of side shoots. Right, that's a lot of waffle. I've got quite a few to plant up. I'm not going to film all of them getting planted up. But like I say, any advice on the Barry's Crazy Tomato, whether it needs around about 4 stakes just to hold all the fruit up, and whether it needs the side shoots taken off, let me know. I've got all these leeks to now plant up here. I've got all these plants to plant up over there. So I've got quite a lot to do, but I'm not going to film that. So, like I always say, I hope you enjoy the video and I hope to see you again.